This is just going to be a basic overview, and you guys can pause the video as needed for all of my settings for Assetto Corsa. So this is the latest patch that I've downloaded from Peter Bose. I believe X4 Fab also has one released at 1.8. And then we're just going to go basically down this extension list, and you guys can pause, screenshot, and take pictures as needed. So all of these are going to be on. Every single one of these are going to be activated. You can turn on HDR support, which I'm probably going to actually turn on. It looks like this got switched off, and you want to make sure HDR support is actually enabled. So it does make a bit of a difference. It helps increase your frame rate and performance if you have an HDR panel. Extra effects, I always keep this on. Now, I leave this one off. This is allow extra effects in triple screen mode. I typically keep this one off because that'll reduce, it says it's a huge performance hit. And it's not really necessary because you're not staring out these screens to the side anyway, right? So usually keep that off. Your anti-aliasing, keep that on. Everything else, as you can see here. And we'll go to fake shadows, force feedback. Now, depending on your wheel, you want to, this one has a peak, the Alpha Mini has a peak of 14 nm, which helps out a lot. And then there's a whole bunch of new FFB tweaks that have, so you have more physically accurate implementation. Optimal value is 25%, so keep it at that. Load cell, brakes, I keep that around like 150-ish, you know. Cameras, gamepad effects, graphics adjustments, very important. Now, if you have an NVIDIA card, you want to make sure this post-process aliasing is at FXAA 3.11 by NVIDIA. This is the newest one by NVIDIA. Now, if you have an Intel card or AMD, you can obviously go CMAA. But I keep it on FXA 3.11. Obviously, ultra quality. And then, all these settings as well play a key. Scriptable filters, sometimes this is fun to play around with. And as you can see, you have a few options here. I always liked the tunnel effect. Sometimes that's fun while you're driving super fast. I keep it off for now. Grass effects. Now let's get to this really quick. Now this can be buggy sometimes, so I keep mine on high. I sometimes keep it on very high. But lately it's been glitching and doing some extra stuff that I don't enjoy. So sometimes you can toggle this on and off if it's glitching a little bit. GUI, which is new apps, various UI tweaks and other stuff like that, which is basically your app screen. Don't mess with this. Lighting effects, keep all of these active. Now you can copy the settings if you'd like. This is very, very important while you're driving at night. So screenshot these settings. Okay. Logitech, if you have these, cool. Now, neck effects, save these settings. Screenshot this, please. This is so freaking important. I cannot stress this enough. You want to keep this on the minimum setting for literally everything. You don't want to be locked in. And this is a whole nother topic that I've been talking about and experimenting with, that you don't want to have locked in dynamic, physics while you're in a car. Realistically, you have a little bit of head movement. So what I do is I keep this very, very low percent. The effect gain 0%, but your directional alignment, you want to keep that around 4 to 3%. And then you keep these numbers super low so that it's not disorienting and it doesn't feel unnatural, but you want to feel like you're moving just a little bit. Okay, it's super important to keep this even enabled, just a very small percentage. New AI behavior is extremely innovative. So I like these to be active, pretty much every single one of these. So AI now has avoiding puddles now, avoid sides when raining. So they've gotten a lot smarter when it comes to rain awareness, which is really interesting. So, and then they have an AI race cooldown lap as well. So you can really mess with all these. New loading screen, you can enable this, screenshots, particles. I always like to keep these pretty relatively high, right? Rain effects, now I keep these on high. Small drops, you're gonna get more detailed drops if you keep them nice and small. Reflections, definitely want to keep these, you know, I mean, you could probably keep it at 1024, which would be more detailed, of course, but it is, again, this is a very big performance hit, because if you go up to 2048, it's not necessarily recommended, but if you can do it, I keep mine right in the middle. Shadowed wheels, keep that active. Skid mark effects, active, okay. Smart mirror. Compact colors, you can do this. So I keep all of these active as well. Right? Smart shadows, active. Taskbar, active. Track adjustments. You can show seasonal adjustments to surface colors, keep material adjustments, altering surface colors to match the season. You can totally do that. You can totally do that, but I usually keep that off because, I mean, it doesn't really make a huge difference. Weather effects. Now, if you have, this is going to be your rain, this is going to be all of your different types of clouds. No, this is a whole other tutorial on how to install these properly. So Peter Bose, if you look up this guy's name right here, Peter Bose V1.80, this is extremely important to have. And then the Sol 2.5 planer, and that's going to be all of your control for the weathering, time of day, and all the things like that. All of the rest of these, I don't really mess with these down here. I mean, you can do VR, tweaks, music, small tweaks. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my settings. We'll go to video. That's one of the other really important things. So this is my video settings currently. You want to make sure that you screenshot this, as well as this side as well. Okay. And then I was getting questions about how you hide your view. So when you want to hide your driver's arms and everything like that, and hide the steering wheel, you go over to view. So you go Assetto Corsa, view and UI, and then to the right you hide the arms and you can hide the wheel, and basically everything saves on itself.